Good
morning,
morning.
Josh.
Wonderful to have you here with us again.
Yes, I'm elated to have two of you. Belinda.
We're
The
glad
name
to have
sounds
you.
good, yeah.
So it's a name that sounds good. What about the person?
Josh. Yours is the man who break down the walls of Jericho.
And I like the one that I made the song to stand still. That's one of my.
For some-
are a
for some-
magician. You
Yes,
have done
I don't
great,
like to
great
brag about
things.
it. That's why probably I should be the president of
We
this
expect
country.
you to use one of those powers to solve some problems in Nigeria.
Once I become
Like the
president
fuel
of the
hike, you
The
know.
fuel hike, let all Nigerian cars stand still.
It stands still. No,
That's it.
that
You,
we don't
you
want
are
them to
used as
stand
standing.
still.
You have done it. Who is
What-
saying that you
what-
contributed to making everything stand still?
No,
Do you
what
know
I
how-
can do
They say
is
the
to
fuel
provide
queues.
solar.
Queues.
I can give you sunlight.
No,
I can work on
can't you
solar.
do
So
something that we, you know,
I
make the
hope-
federal
I
government to
hope
reduce?
the sunshine will be
My name is
regulated.
price.
Joshua, not Tinubu. Please, let's go back.
You
to
wanted to
NNPC
become the
and
president of the country, right?
Eventually.
Oh,
don't worry.
okay.
Time
Well,
comes.
we've had causes of when politicians are campaigning, they sound like they are magicians. But when they find themselves in positions of authority,
Yes.
then they require another magician like Joshua to come and
Very soon
have they
I'll show
approached
myself.
have they approached you?
Not
to
yet,
help?
not yet. You know, I don't like to put myself.
Please
out
approach
there.
Joshua. We have a Joshua in Nigeria here who can help us break down the walls of Jericho
Okay,
and
so
let Nigerians pass through.
the headlines, bass. The NBA National Bar Association, NASIMA, LCCI, MAN, PDP,
NECA.
fuel price hike.
Hike.
Everybody is shouting.
You use the word everybody. I love that. Because if you are saying NBA, this, it's like...
It's
we-
just
they are-
like, no.
I mean-
Everybody's actually shouting.
The estimate I used to use, I mean, sounding boring. Nigerians are talking. All Nigerians are talking. Both the ones at home and abroad.
Do you know why I would even want to use everybody? Because not just Nigerians are staying in this country. So we have foreigners as well too that are buying
course,
fuels,
yes,
that are having
every
to
time.
complain
That's what
too.
we're saying.
So
You know, once
Nigerians
you are within our territory,
Yeah, in
This one is hitting
although the ones that are
everybody.
stealing the crude are not complaining. The ones that are with the effect of the stealing of the crude oil are affecting us are complaining. And you know why? We keep saying you are walking on the road and you see chicken scattering human feces with the legs. So it doesn't concern me. You walk into the nearest mama put and say, "Give me chicken legs." Faku, banga soup with a combination either with the starch. If you are coming from Delta, if you are the side of Igbo land, they say Faku with rice. Other part of Nigeria, you go to rivers, the Ofaku with so many things go with that chicken legs. Then I ask you, which chicken leg are you asking for? Is it the one you pass on the road, you say it don't concern you? That's the issue of Nigeria. These people in position of governance will cry and cry and cry. Take good decision. They have houses abroad. They have private jets. All their children and wives and retinue of concubines, wives, relative, extended nuclear, all abroad. But let me tell you, I wonder why they are using the security we have to guide themselves. They say, please, they don't have enough. Even when they employ, they don't have enough money to pay them. But the little they have paid them, the people who are governing us are using them to guide themselves. You go to one house of a big man, you find more than 10 policemen guarding one person. Meanwhile, out of the walls, the prison walls. That's why I said the Jericho issue could come in, Joshua should come. Maybe some of them, Joshua should start going out and start making pronouncements, shouting 7 times, let the walls of these big men collapse. Let them feel what we are feeling. Because I think it's these walls they build around themselves that are making them not to feel what we are feeling. Nigerians are crying. In fact, we have come to a halt. I came out of the street. The Tokumbo car I managed to purchase some 20 years ago, I can't fuel it, so I trekked to this place. And you get to the street, it's empty. And then few filling stations that have fuel, the queues are still continuing. And from where I am talking presently, fuel that is not out of Nnpcl filling stations, and where I think it's about 3 in the whole of Coal City. They don't have about 3 NP, both extended and nuclear. So imagine all the other Okeko car for filling stations, how much they sell. There used to be a filling station very close to where they were signature. They closed about 10 kilometers. About 2 kilometers, not up to 10. Where every morning you come, people line up there. For just fear of being fair, we not call their name. But they seem to be, people used to think their meters are good, and they used to sell. Well,
cheaper.
Recently, people will queue up there and I'll come and ask them why I'm passing. How much are they selling? Say they're selling 980 naira.
Almost 1,000.
Now move up. When you see that one is a twitched up filling station where all the big men and big cars, the SUVs, line up to purchase. So imagine, they also go there. When they set the Nigeria ablaze with price hike, fuel price of whatever, and they will still look for where to buy it cheap. That's why I said everybody's getting the feeling.
The heat, yeah.
The rich, where I'm going, the rich also cry. So it's not. Yeah.
But my concern is everybody is saying something. The National Bar Association, PDP. Let's even say, okay, PDP is a political party. They might feel like, okay, this is just them trying to antagonize APC. Let's leave PDP alone. Every other bodies are shouting. Do you really think it will do anything?
I hope you're not moving towards treason.
I'm just asking.
If you think about it in your house, if you think about it in your heart,
yes,
you have committed treasonable offense in Nigeria.
Just by
thinking.
Just think about.
So we don't have the right to.
What you are talking now, there's a way we take it. It becomes treasonable. So watch it. You don't have to think about. You don't have to talk about it. Fuel price moving towards. Some people say you only stabilize when they sell 1,004. But I say, sell it 2,000. But the man who suddenly felt that to use all his relations, all his people as dinner, has gone to bed on empty stomach. Any man, that's what. So our leaders, you are empty. You are not achieving anything. Who are you? When no single individual in Nigeria can get up and say, I'm proud of this nation. So what nation are we running? People walk on the road, you see things they're supposed to ordinarily do to help government. They've all gone back on it. Nobody has any little. There's a voice from the street. You ran on a Signature TV because I am a fan of the TV. People were asked the Japa syndrome. One person opened the mouth. He said, if somebody give me opportunity, I will not get home to prepare. I will leave from here to do this. Some people will hear it just pass. No, you don't give a thought to it. When I gave a thought to that, tears came out of my mouth. My eyes. What it means is that nobody is really ready for this thing we are into. So when all the people that are subjects to you as governors, presidents, ministers, are all saying the same thing, and you are not called emergency, and said, let's find a way out of this. Every of their policies, what will even worry me is that 100% of the policies are not going towards solving it. It's like the biblical Jeroboam and Rehoboam. Which of them told the people, my father ruled you with the whips, but I'm going to rule you with iron machines that going to torture hell out of you.
Okay, looking at what the Daily Trust is saying, that Tinubu didn't bargain fuel price for minimum wage. That's from the presidency. It's telling the NLC. So what's your reaction to that?
So remove what the NLC bargained. Keep it aside. That's why I said they are used to distraction. I don't want to sound too critical. So it's not that. But the way I feel, remove, if presidency, because they sit down there churning out responses that doesn't hold water. I don't know whether there are presidencies in Nigeria. So from where did this? Somebody wrote to this that they will have allowed the president should come address the nation the way he normally do. Tell us that you met with NLC and you negotiated 70,000 naira minimum wage, and also after you have not even started paying 70,000 naira minimum wage, you came and put fuel price at an average of 1,004. Because when Nnpcl all over Nigeria say 800, Where I'm staying, we read in the newspaper yesterday, I said there's confusion. So say 855, so say 865, so 897. So indirectly, they put the confusion. What they want to tell you is that you are buying fuel at 900 naira on the average from Nnpc. Then go down to other filling stations. So if you did not negotiate that, it's not the kind of things people come to justify. If you didn't negotiate fuel hike, what did you negotiate? That when I give you 70,000 naira, which some states have not agreed to pay, they're still setting up committees. So before December, they've not even thought about paying it. So what you will do is, then the next thing is 70,000 naira that's not been implemented with a 1,000 naira fuel hike, with increase in the power and the energy, electricity.
Yes, electricity.
Telecom has also increased because you buy the telecom organization you buy 1,000 naira, make 3 calls. It will say, start speaking. Start telling you to borrow. Because this wayo gets everyone. There has a way. You know, so many things that I don't want to mix issues, but I'm saying, with so much, what did you really negotiate? Because they did say what they negotiated with NLC. No. They would tell we didn't negotiate. So which one did you negotiate you have done? What did you negotiate with Nigerian Labour Congress? Whoever is talking for our presidency, let's know. So that we remove what you didn't negotiate. It's like I gave you with the right hand and then took double from you with left. So who is cheating who? What are they talking about? Must they really talk? Because if you don't have anything to say to Nigerians, keep quiet. This is the first time you're coming out to tell us the details of what you negotiated with the NLC. So that we will now say, then is it that if you did not discuss fuel hike, you know why we have to give it time? All the dailies we highlight, I mean, that will tell you how bad it is. All the organizations are talking against it, and they are not saying anything. The only thing they can respond to fuel hike and what implications of this to the life of millions of Nigerians is to somebody to come out and say, we didn't do this. What is it? It's an insult.
Okay, look at this one. Nnpcl bars independent marketers amid surging price. So what's your take on them banning the independent marketers?
Respond. I know Chris will tell you double wala for what.
But that's it. Nnpcl is barring marketers. If you ask a 1-year-old child, there's a problem because, you just, how are you, baby? You will say Nnpcl. Then over time, he will learn how to talk. He will add the independent marketers. If Nigerians do not think about these people, we are still talking about hunger and hardship. If Nigerians do not get Nnpcl, and whoever the independent marketers are, we should know them. We should pay them visit. Let them tell us what did we do to you guys. Because these are people who are playing chess with our life. Nnpcl, we talk here, they will respond. These are the same independent marketers who said they won't buy Dangote fuel. The man said, don't worry, I will export. They will be happy. Because if Dangote fuel, we will surprise these independent marketers. If Dangote exports his own, they will still go back and buy it and come back. So that they will make sure they keep us. So now I ask, now juju be this? Who do this to us? Is it that they will never think of how to help? Nigeria is let me even say, Nigeria has a population that can make any refinery in the world rich. Bring crude here, refine it here, sell it. Because if they tell us the data of how much fuel we consume on a daily basis, how much diesel we consume and all the other line products, now you see that the population of Nigeria is enough to survive all the refinery, even more. So why the monopoly? Why are they sitting on it? The same thing they did to us when they did telecom company. Some countries you go there, you find more than 10 telecom companies, you operate and the market regulates. Here, the same Nigerian establishment had to choose, has to handpick who. When the thing was started, they even allowed one to sell their SIM cards to all Nigerians before they start building marks and facilities. At those days, I remember. in my local village. Every morning you wake up, people go to the highest height and they were shouting, hello, 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 network, speak loud. And those people sold the SIM cards before they started building facilities. The same country. And they tell you the graft and grease, how they grease the palms of people to allow them. They would have opened the doors of Nigeria and want to regulate telecom. Thanks to Obasanjo, who even thought about it during his own time. And they brought us to. But if they had allowed up to 10, everybody coming with competition, they will be trying to warn Nigeria. Nigeria is a virgin market. So the same people are eating their own people to go for dinner on empty stomach.
Tris, see, now I want us to talk a little bit about the implication of what is going on.
Yeah.
Of course, one of the newspaper had to list things that were going to happen. People are going to lose their jobs. But of course, you can't go to job anymore. So you're going to lose your job. Small and medium enterprises are in trouble. What is the implication? When everything crumbles, what happens next?
It will get worse. If it doesn't get that worse, because Nigerians and their resilience is what will allow this. Any hard decision, people are in the place where I come from. When people are moving on the street, they put the bus stops, and it says the place you used to charge 50 naira. The next morning, you wake up, they say it's 150. Some people will enter. Some people will, if you're not, they'll push you aside. Poor man, get away. So it becomes that kind of competition. So over time, even the ones who can pay 150 are not paying again. So it has to get worse to get better. So you get to a point, I'm not afraid of it. Let it crumble, come to a standstill. Then Joshua, like you, will come to judgment for Nigeria. If it doesn't, if you are managing, even the people making decisions will continue. I think they want to get us to a point where we say we need to. You know, some people said negotiate Nigeria. They said no, Nigeria is non-negotiable. So indirectly, people are putting policy that will make Nigeria negotiate itself.
You know, one of the things President Tinubu said when he came, said he wanted to restructure Nigeria. Do you believe that this is part of his plan?
So if maybe he may be the man, I'm not speaking for him, maybe yes.
Why
he want to, if probably our dear president has thought about restructuring Nigeria, maybe he faced some forces saying,
to restructure, you have to break things down.
Do not restructure. So, is it political restructure? Is it economic restructure? Is it religious restructure? They will put confusion in the man's, and the man now sat down and said, oh, God has given him wisdom how to restructure Nigeria. Make it so difficult for Nigerians to get to a point, and then they say, beg us, sir, come, let's talk. Which of the structure you want us to read? If it's political, we're ready. You know? So you get to a point where the people will begin. President Bola Tinubu said, sir, it was an error. Whatever we said, pardon us. Let us sit down and talk and think about this thing you said. Maybe that's where our help will come from.
So, but if we continue on fuel, we won't stop today.
What else do we have? Everything we are talking about.
Funnily enough, we have an interesting one on the Nigerian Tribune. We have Bill Gates announces $2.8 billion investment in Nigeria. You know, yesterday he came out to condemn us, not condemn per se, but
he said
give
the
food, second. Yeah. So now he wants to invest. One of the newspapers headline said he wants to invest in both health and agriculture.
Nigeria is an open market. If you're a businessman like a Bill Gates, you think he's a charity man. Okay. He's the highest capitalist businessman. So when you are dealing with him, be careful. He's not going for tea party. And he doesn't go anywhere where things are not coming from. That's what Nigeria they not realize about these people. So if you see a big opportunity in Nigeria to invest in agriculture, he has told you. So one day you wake up and line up. That may be what the biblical 666 will be. You line up in Bill Gates' school and said, for a cup of rice, sir, take my life. Take everything. Because if he invests that kind of money in Nigeria, and Nigeria, I think in Nigeria, he will buy up the system. He will buy up. That's just like some people in Nigeria, I've said before, this system in Nigeria allows you to accumulate any amount of money. And those are the people who allow me make, if I look into my account, if I have 500 billion naira, you come and want to talk to me. I will buy you. Buy the ground.
It's the way you even said it.
I buy the air you breathe. Then if anybody extended on nuclear want to talk about, I will buy them along the line. If they refuse to, Because it's a country we have gotten to. It's a president in Nigeria, you get to a point where they offer you a bribe you cannot refuse. If you refuse it, you find yourself working in Alaska.
You eat? Yes.
Chris, speaking of Nigerians having to sign things they don't know of. Nigeria, Chinese, yeah, I was seeing them again in the newspaper again. Nigeria and Chinese has agreed. Chinese has agreed to build the Lekki Equilink Bridge. Yeah, we're signing again. We're signing again. We're signing. Please, are we reading the documents?
No, the word is not only Nigeria that signed bilateral agreement,
but the Chinese. The Chinese.
No, I'm talking about my in-laws. The Chinese are my in-laws. No, so they are good, and then some of them. What happened is that they say, if you begin to rear a goat,
yes,
you must learn how your goat breathes. If it cries, that sounds like my goat. So if you are so much interested in making a friend to a crippled person, sorry, they don't use that word. They say person living with disability. Probably the person has disability in walking. Then you decide that the person is so beautiful you want to be your girlfriend. Note. Now you go to carry them up inside the house. Now you go to carry them down on top of everywhere you go with that. So if you decide, Nigeria decide, in our wisdom of advisors, political people, specialists, all the line of SAs to the president, and decide to go to sign agreement with, then we have to know the implications of everything we do. That we are signing agreement with Chinese people, and they are not when you want to point back and start looking at and say that start saying this man did me and not do me. You look at it, saying the Igbo man, the Hausa man, the Yoruba, Chekiri, all these things we do in Nigeria, they won't come, because when it happen, it don't happen. They won't only seize presidential jet, they will seize assets of Nigeria everywhere. They will even seize Nigerians anywhere they appear. So if you want to get involved in any, so I want Joshua to be my friend. I want to sign an agreement, a bilateral agreement of friendship. Well, you give me this, I give you this. I will know who. I will go first of all do research. Who is Joshua? What is his history and pedigree? Is he a man that is given to anger? Is he that he's a stammerer? Is he that when he say one thing, he will mean it? So I know if I know all those facts. And these are corporate individual. Nigeria is a corporate individual. So you want to sign friendship with, you are free in all the world they sign. Even the ones signing with Nigeria know the kind of Nigeria. They send people to study Nigeria for years before they even think about something to sign. And they identify areas of Nigeria they are interested in signing agreement. Why didn't Bill Gates sign agreement to eliminate malaria for us? But
Chris,
he's interested in giving us food to chop. And any man who gives you food to chop controls your mind.
Wow. Chris, all right, let's digress a little. Looking at the Nigerian Tribune, LP crisis, Nemadi Usman named as Stakeholder Committee Chairman. I see on that Abure Kicks says Abia expanded stakeholders meeting unconstitutional. What's your take on this?
We're talking about the link to LP crisis.
Yes.
The idea is that we have to advise LP that, you go to, they say the person, the guest, everybody is coming out of an occasion to look at, can never look dusty and dirty. LP is a party everybody is watching. And they do not think it's all huru. They will allow you on a platter of gold. Ada puta power. No, really in Nigeria. You can't just go on a friendship visit and somebody dash you power. All the LPs suffering, I don't need a juju doctor to tell you that the other people who felt threatened are just injecting arrows of shooting arrows of disunity into their. If they don't use Aburi, who is their chairman, they will use another person. You find themselves, instead of pursuing a united front, they find themselves in a house divided, and they put them in confusion. It will be reconstituting new ESCO to take over. This Buri from the other side is going to court. This one is accusing this one of accountability. All those things are calculated attempt to reduce LP to a house that cannot stand, a disunited house that cannot stand. So why don't they really think about it as something happening quickly? You know?
Yes.
So if they don't do that quickly, they will not be able to.
But do you think that the clash between OT and OB is going to, cause any political crisis?
Exactly what I've said. Exactly what I've said. It's not just going to cause a big crack, because united we stand, divided we fall. It's a simple philosophical analogy. So why should the OT that is supposed to be the brand? It's him that they were a brand ambassador of LP. So when you are asking people to vote for me, say, look at OT. Look at what he's doing with Abia. So vote for me, I will do the same thing in Abia. And then those are the people who will be doing this, are the people who are fighting. Then there is a problem. If they don't see it as a problem, probably I am drinking Panadol and that person's headache, which is not fair.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Lagos State. First of all, Lagos is one of the states that likes to adapt, probably because of their numbers as well. But due to the whole fuel saga and all the whole hike in prices, Lagos has now extended work from home policy. Now, in as much as, first of all, I'm just going to say this, in as much as it's good, okay, so you can now, sit at home, work and do what you're supposed to do, send it to the office and all of that, which started earlier on from the COVID as well. It's good, I agree. But then, there's still the same spirit of, we can do this, let's find a way, that is still causing much more problem on the government field. I don't know. Chris, I want your opinion on this, please.
The government cannot send you to go and get salt, and then they go back and ask the rainmaker, engage rainmakers, allow government to now engage rainmaker to send rain against you. So, if they now know that fuel price is unreachable, even to permanent secretaries, they now could activate work from home. Because if it doesn't go, wars must go. The world must continue. The show must go on. So if they find there's an alternative, a way out to solve the problem is by activating work from home. Why not? It worked during COVID. It became a new normal. So what can be worse than a fuel hike in Nigeria? It's another COVID. So it's another new normal. Okay. So other states, I hope we should follow suit. I don't need to be here in your studio to do newspaper review. So I wake up in the morning, even Zoom, we have to buy, if I don't have money to buy data, we're still using African juju.
African juju?
African juju, where the ones your grandfather has concerned. So I'll be at home and I will do some few things, and then you see me here sitting here talking. When I finish, I'll do breathe in, and
if you can do this, go and visit the president for us and say a few words.
Talking about
the ones who benefit by being there physically doing what they are doing will not allow. After all, when the South Africans began to listen to Nigeria when Obasanjo was then the head of state, said, we're going to employ juju to solve the South African problem. Appetite was serious then. The whole world were crying. They said, leave our people. Stop treating Africans this way. Nigerians, a girl was doing a virtual video of how much it cost Nigeria to fight to free South Africa from the shackles of apartheid. Now, when they spoke that, the world did not take, even the United Nations said, they used the word, what is juju? Juju is in the mind of all what is happening. Everybody in Nigeria is sending juju to Aso Rock. But the man in Aso Rock is also a Nigerian. So they send each other. So if you are not using your own, I carry my own to the studio. But the thing is, I've not gotten the one because it comes in different brands. I've not gotten the one that will give us make fuel to come down to.
So you have a supplier as well.
No, the one that it comes with the price. It comes with the price. Women does not discuss juju in Africa.
Okay, recently that's going to be gender bias.
We now have SMYs. We now have SMYs.
Of course.
Yeah, those SMYs now. are even more powerful and more potent. Try them.
Are you recommending them? You see, just
Whichever thing it will cost you to solve problem in Nigeria,
Yes.
that's my recommendation. Go with it.
Chris,
Because this fight has gotten to a point where, there's this dance, a masquerade they call from one village near my place. They call it Opanga. Opanga is a masquerade. They say, if you don't dance Opanga of that village like a mad person, nobody will know you are dancing Opanga masquerade dance. Nigerian dance has become Opanga, great Opanga masquerade dance. If we Nigerians do not dance it with all vigor, nobody will know we are dancing. So anything that can solve our problem is recommended.
Okay, Nigeria police will torture me if I surrender. That's from Wanted Britain. What's your take on this? Do you think she's...
If Nigerian police are known for torture in this era, 2024, and somebody who is willing to submit to come and answer is telling the world this is it, and I advise the IGP, the most respected Inspector General of Police, to look into it, because there's no smoke without fire. Everywhere in the world, I told you on this seat of my experience working with Prisoner Rehabilitation Awareness Associate, PRAWA, in Enugu. It opened my eyes to what people suffer when they are incarcerated, and how many world organizations that are fighting torture. Torture is one of the greatest things that dehumanize humanity. Torture. And some security agencies still maintain, so they call it the process of getting facts from suspect. And they go to the level of some inhuman treatments, and you can't imagine. The people who pass through that start telling you what they go through. You will know that some human beings are nothing less than Satan.
Now, that's not the federal government. That's police. Is the problem not just even the federal government?
Your police is you. You are the faces of Signature Television. If I tune to your television and what I see about you is torture, and I start looking for the owners of your Signature Television, then I've left the substance and pursuing the shadow. What else do I know? I look at you look African. Now you tell me the character of Signature TV is African. So when you are doing I suddenly find her dressed like Queen of England the next day. I say this is contradictory. So whatever, the Nigerian police of today, we cannot go back and say, hey, it's not our police. So Nigerian police of today, whatever they do today, the last treatment they meted to any accused person is what the world sees. Their relationship with the people, their relationship with people who do end bad governance hashtag is what the world is taking away of how police treat people in Nigeria. The way they treat the next man who is being even find himself in the counter police station now, talking to a policeman there, and their responses is their last image. In the sector I come from, they say you are as good as your last assignment, your last job. So they cannot do. So when this man, in as much as he's an accused, say, I am willing to come and answer to the crimes I'm accused of, but this is my fear. If it is true, it means that the police have set what kind of a lot of barricades to them for their jobs, making their job easy. Because nobody can willingly walk into the hand of torture and heartless men.
Okay, let's look at what is going on in Edo governorship poll. We have that APC will end PDP pains on Edo people. That's from Okwebol. So what is your take on this?
Well, it's all, the way they have ended. APC is the sitting government in the federal government. I am not a member of any political party. But you look at the face of a woman who delivered a baby, before you ask and wait in the sex of the baby. APC have delivered Nigeria. You look at the face of Nigeria, and then look at how the face of Edo people will be when they go there. It's a simple thing. They can do, and there's politicking. And the politics is tell me what you can, so they are free to use. But I'm saying, when the push comes to shove, you use what you have. Like I said, what is your last pedigree? You begin from top down. Oh, this we did. Let me tell you a story. When I was small, and they were taking our WAEC those days, I won't tell you the year so that I don't feel intimidated. Our examiner came. You know, we that come from very conservative family, we don't even know. Some of those bad boys in our classes said, we need to go and talk to our examiner. He said, how do we go? Because the examiner will come in the evening to inspect the hall where we write our WAEC. And those days, that was when we started writing WAEC on boxers. Short, nothing, boys school. So that evening, the man came, inspected, and called all the people out from the dormitory to address us. But the people that planned to meet the examiner, so they went and contributed about 5,000 naira. Those days, big money, and bought about 2 cartons of beer. And they said, the spokesperson came and said, sir, we people just want to give you this so that tomorrow we have a smooth way in the exam halls. And so the man looked at us and laughed. I said, so you come after looking at me? At these days, I'm talking about over 40 years ago. This man is already moving on Peugeot 504, brand new. So he's not a small man. Then I will tell you what he told us. He said, I am going to be examiner the next day. And he gave us his name. I'm sure he's dead now. May God rest his soul. He told us, you think after looking at me, he said, look at me. You come with 5,000 naira in an envelope with 2 cartons of beer 40 years ago to bribe me. Now, let me give you the rules. If I catch any of you cheating in my exam hall tomorrow, I will tell you what I did in Dennis Grammar School in 1925. I will tell you what I did in Oruku Grammar School in 1946. I will teach you what I did in St. Patrick's Asaba in 1950. The man started lining up. People were moving. We almost melted away. So people were moving. So let any party teach us from their pedigree what I did in federal for Nigeria in 1924. Then what they will do for us in Edo in 2025 or 2027. That is a way to compete. The campaign has gone beyond when somebody is talking. I just a viral video and somebody will be at the back. Tell them you do this. And the man will say, tell them you do this. Tell them. You don't need to prompt. If you don't have it, you don't have it. So you come, tell us what you have to do, and the people will choose.
Chris,
what I'm saying.
Thank you. So you know that this is the time of that time when you
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
We appreciate your input.
Oh, is it that time?
That time. It's because of that time. So it's that time.
So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anytime. Thank you.
So, of course, we'll have something for you before we move to our next segment. We'll have a report. I'm just going to let you watch it and enjoy it. We'll see you after this.